Hey YouTube, how's it going? I am back yet again with another COVID unboxing. I hope everybody's home, safe, social distancing. We had some crazy times we're living in, and still glad I'm able to get some statues and do some unboxing for you guys. So this one is the Sideshow with Prime 1 Studios Batman, New 52. I'm really excited because I wanted something to go with my Superman. From my other videos I told you that I did not like the Prime 1 Studio New 52 Wonder Woman, so I opted for, I think, the much better looking one, which is the Wonder Woman premium format by Sideshow. So I just wanted to get the three DC characters out of the way, which is Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. To me, the Holy Trinity. Yeah, and I won't be collecting any other DC statues because I can't afford it. So, without further ado, let's start unboxing. This one's the heavier of the two. It came in two giant boxes. Shipping from Sideshow, California to Toronto, Thousand Oaks, California to Toronto, Canada, was about $150 US. For both packages, DHL Express, it got here in 2 days, so not too bad. Wasn't any COVID delays or anything, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, I guess I'm not sure which one I'll open first. Maybe the lighter one. This is much lighter than this one. This one's heavier. Not sure exactly what's in this box because I'm opening it for the first time with you guys. Not too much damage on the outside of the box, just some like scrapes and whatnot. Nice new 52 Batman. Oh, I forgot to say this is the EX version. I think the only difference is I think the alternate portrait and Batman holding some kryptonite in one of his hands. Okay. Giant boxes. Cow. Move this one out of the way. I can smell the fiberglass polyfoam or the fresh paint. Okay, so I got that one out of, actually, no, this table's too small for this. This one, I might have to flip upside down to get it out. Let's see. You know what? Today I have my trusty tape measure, my Avengers tape measure, because I realized that in my other videos I should have taken measurements for you guys. I'm still new to doing all these videos, so it's gonna slowly evolve, and I can only get better, right? Oh my goodness, that is heavy. This bag doesn't break. Oh yeah, it's definitely breaking on the bottom there. This is probably a good 50 pounds. Actually, maybe not 50 pounds, maybe like 35, 40 pounds. Alright, let's get all these out of the way. Whew. Alright. Got a nice little catalog from Prime 1. instructions. Oh, they really tape this thing shut. Okay. Oh, lots of tape. Could have made the statues cheaper if they used less tape. This one I pre-ordered almost just like shortly after it was released. But it still took a while. I've seen some collectors, they've already gotten theirs about like a month or two ago. And I was like, where's mine? Mine is number 479 out of 600 exclusives. We got a calendar, 2020 calendar, and 2019 summer catalog. I think I have one of these already. Here are the instructions. Removal instructions and assembly instructions. All right. Keep that there. No instructions on here. Make sure the tape is intact. So you can see a very plain box, no art on it. I mean, except New 52 Batman statue. This box looks very similar to my Superman New 52 statue. Just very plain, black and white. My Megatron came in just a box like this, so I don't know why. There's two ginormous boxes. Alright, this says top here, so we're going to open it from there. And this one, no idea which side is top and bottom, but oh, that is one heavy box. I hear some stuff rattling in here. I hope there's no breaks. Good thing I'm doing a live unboxing, so it'll be proof that I didn't do anything negligent. Nothing is broken. Yeah, something is definitely moving in there. Top. Let's open this lighter one first. I'm going to grab this and show you guys what I'm looking at in the box here. Give me 1 second. That's what's in the lighter box. Looks like the cape. I'm not sure what. Oh, that actually looks like Batman. That's his like knee right there. This is part of the base. This is the back, that broken window that he's jumping out of, and that's the actual base with some little pieces there. All right. So. Okay guys, I am back. This probably took about 15-20 minutes to unwrap everything, but I got it done. I'm sweating. My whole basement now smells like fresh paint and resin fiberglass or whatever. The base, here it is, super heavy. You can see the gargoyles here. That's the back glass piece. Shattered glass. It looks really good. You can see like from the reflections how good that looks. Over here are the two portraits, the exclusive Kryptonite hand, Batman's body, giant cape. I did not want to put that back in just in case I could break those tips there. One hand holding the grappling gun, some stair railing, the non-exclusive hand that just, you know, just open. Definitely displaying them with the Kryptonite. All right. They say that this is quarter scale, but I'm going to do a comparison. This head is massive. This reminds me of my 1/3 scale Batman Beyond. You can see there, this head looks bigger than Superman's quarter scale head. And the body is much, much bigger than Superman's, but doesn't matter. I still like it. Might look weird when I display them together, but we will see. All right, so I'm going to set this thing back down and we're going to start putting this thing together. We're going to put it together. Yeah, okay. See you in a bit. Okay, so let's get going with this. This is the base. It's huge. It's massive. I don't know if you can see that. Man. All right. I hope this can be easily moved. After I put this thing together. I won't be like Mr. X. I'm Mr. X. I'm actually going to do instructions. So I put the back on first. I'll take this giant glass piece here. I'm going to peg it in here. This thing is quite heavy. Wow. Not quite pegging in very nicely. Usually with the prime on stuff, it just pegs right nicely in. I do not like how that sits. It is not fitting. That's unfortunate. That doesn't fall. I'm going to bring the camera up close so you guys can see what I am seeing. See this gap right here. I'll go around here. It is really tight and hitting right there. And you can see there's like a lip here that I guess they didn't shave off, and it is right up against this piece right here. Looks like it's probably an issue with the base, which is not good because Batman pegs into here and screwed in, right? So yeah, I'm going to turn off this video for a sec. I'm going to see if I can jiggle it in, but that is not good. You can see the gap here. It's just the way it sits there. This side is a little better. But yeah, that part right there. All right. I'll try to figure this out. I'll be back. Okay guys, I am back. So a little bit of sanding, and man, this is 30 minutes later. Okay guys, I finally got it in. I had to like take off all the extra bits of resin there that was stopping this from going down. I am exhausted now. So you can see now that the gap is a lot better. Actually, there's barely any gap. And then I had to use a rubber mallet right here and patted it quite a bit and just kind of gently tapped it in. I also took off some material here because it was hitting right there. And now you can see that there's barely any gap at all. Ah, thank God. I'd rather fix it myself than send it back to Sideshow, and that would just been a headache. I just want to get this thing unboxed and put together for you guys. But I'm glad I figured that out. Good thing I'm a little bit handy. Not handsy, but handy. Yeah. Okay, so back to the unboxing. I'm going to set this thing down and be right back. All right, let's get back to it. Okay, the instructions says we put on the gargoyles. I don't know which one, I guess would be this one there. This faces it that way. This guy goes here. These fit nicely. Good magnets. I wonder if I could put this guy in too. There's a peg here for this guy. I'm going to put him in first, I'm not sure. Goes in on an angle. He's a little loose. You know, I am kind of glad that this is tight because it's going to be taking most of the weight. Actually, it's taking all the weight of Batman. So, you know what? The weight, I know that this is solid. I'm probably never going to sell this statue. So, good thing because I don't think I'll be able to pull this out of here after using the rubber mallet to tap this in. So I know that this is 100% secure and snug. Because when I was sanding it, I made sure I didn't take off too much material. No, this one looks like he's giving us the thumbs up. Telling me I did a good job in sanding. That's nice, that hand sits nicely on the ledge here. It could be a little tighter here. You'll see there's this little seam, but I'll show you guys later on when I do the close-up video. A little bit of a chip on the wing here, no big deal. Exactly sure. That's really tight. I guess these guys are a little loose, so I can just pivot them over because this wing was actually touching him. And That was a good, I guess, 2 millimeters of space. All right, on to this box. Put my hand through this, thank God this isn't real glass, or I'd probably be slicing my arm open right now. Swing, kind of almost touches this guy here. Yeah, it's pretty much the base there, and then there's the railing. Which goes in on the back here. Of course it doesn't fit. That is pretty horrible. So yeah, I don't know. I've never had this much issue fitting a piece in. All right, I think I'll just angle it and then scuffed it there just by forcing that through. And it doesn't really even sit into place. Yeah, you know what? It's the back of the statue, maybe nobody will notice. This is kind of bittersweet, you know, having issues with the statue, but I've been waiting to get this one for so long. But yeah, okay. What's next? Batman, obviously. See, he's huge. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm going to put him by the Superman. He looks way bigger than Superman. Like, he looks huge. Like, he's going to kick Superman's ass. So, I don't know. Anyways, we're going to put him in. I think he pegs in over here. Nope, it's over here. This is the first time I've ever had to screw in a statue. That's kind of crazy because it's just going to be one bolt holding him in. I'm going to use this washer here. I'm going to use a 14mm socket. He's pretty heavy too, so hope there's no leaning issues later on. Alright, and I hope this whole glass piece is metal and reinforced, because, oh man. Oh man. Alright, I don't want to over tighten this. That's snug. And then 1/8 of a turn or something. Wow. Very, very dynamic. That's crazy. Okay. Yeah, put the washer, put on the thing. It's not. Finally, something a little easier. His boot. Whew. Okay. Look for strong magnets. Jeez. All right. After that, we put on this ginormous cape. Look at this thing. Like, wow. Don't think this is polystone. This feels like it's almost like PVC. It kind of feels like my Batman family. Like Q Master there. I don't know if you can see him. So we have to try to do two things here. Is there we go, wow. Let's get them magnetized to the torso and to get it through this hole right here. And I don't feel much thread there, so it's going to be fun to do. Okay. Jeez. I don't know where I put the other bolt. That's always good, right guys? He's not, the cape isn't even sitting fully in the body here. Could be the reason why I'm not getting much thread through the back here. All right. I am going to loosen him. Just enough that I have some play that I can get everything lined up properly. A little bit better. Okay guys, I'm really sorry. My camera ran out of batteries. So I actually put part of it together. I put the hands on, and then I grabbed the hand with the kryptonite. I did this whole funny thing where I was pretending I was throwing the other non-exclusive hand out of the way, but you missed all that because my camera ran out of batteries. So I think where it left off was this cape wasn't sitting properly in the top portion of Batman here. So the trick is to loosen Batman just slightly, you know, so that you can jiggle him, and then you can just place the cape and it partially in its mounting hole here. So when he's loose, you can kind of like move him around to find the perfect position where the cape sits perfectly or near perfectly on the body and is able to be threaded in with the screw. What I did was I didn't use a washer at first because there was this very little thread sticking out, so I didn't use the washer. I just used the nut to kind of like tighten it to pull the cape slightly in. If you feel too much resistance, stop. But mine was pretty smooth. I pulled it in and you can see it slowly just getting in closer to the back mounting point here. So once I had that secure, I kind of, the body here was loose still. Make sure you still have enough thread, because if that fell, oh my god, that would just be the worst thing ever. And you just make sure that the cape sits nicely there, and then you just kind of hold it together and tighten it. And we're good. So we'll use these pieces here. These are the covers. I think they're magnetic. Looks like they're magnetic. There's a ridge here. So kind of put it up into it and then click it down. Looks very nice, very seamless. Same here. There's like a ridge here. That doesn't seem very positive. That's pretty loose, actually. Alright. This one is tight. Actually, I could barely see where it was. That magnet's good. This one is not so good. I can tell here that the magnet's kind of pushed in, so it's probably not getting as much as the magnetism. But I don't think that'll be an issue. Man, this guy's huge. Alright, so let's do this again. Well, for you guys the first time, for me it's the second time. Put on this grappling gun here. Very positive lock. It's deja vu, like I said that. And regular hand, I did that whole thing earlier, you missed it. Definitely displaying it with the kryptonite. So this is when I realized that the camera had run out of batteries. Is when I came up to show you guys the kryptonite hand, and I looked at the screen and it was black. So yeah, this is the kryptonite hand. Very cool. I'll probably display him on the, I'm going to do Batman, and then Batman on this side, and Wonder Woman in the middle, and then Superman on the other side with his laser eyes facing towards him, and him kind of holding the kryptonite like that, and Wonder Woman is getting in their way and stopping them from fighting or something. But yeah. Let's see here. Ooh, very nice positive locking. Alright, and the heads. Actually, there's the grappling gun. Let me see here. This looks like that. And these are the two portraits. Not sure which one I'm going to display. That's one of them. This is the other one. I might display them with this. Always like the teeth. It's nice as you have two, so I can pick which one I want to use. But for now, let's do, because he's holding the kryptonite and I want him to be going up against Superman, he should be gritting his teeth because he's going up against Superman. And there it is. This thing is huge. Man. It really reminds me of almost a 1/3 scale statue. This is probably just between a quarter and a third, or just slightly bigger than a quarter. But he is massive. All right. Get all this stuff out of the way. Let's do some measurements here. I'd say he's about, from the bottom of the base to the top of his head, he's about 25.5 inches tall. But the tallest point is probably here where the cape is. And it is about 28.25 inches tall. So that is pretty big. And then width-wise, I'm using a nice soft tape measure. I see some guys using the hardware store metal tape measures. Do not want to scuff this guy up. He is about 23, no, this is the furthest tip here. He is just over 25 inches wide. Jeez. Hey. Depth-wise, I'll go from his grappling gun here. That is a tough call. I think it's about 21 inches to 21.5 inches in depth from here. The base itself doesn't actually have that big a footprint. It's about 15 inches. It's a perfect circle, so it's 15 by 15. Minimum 14.5, but it's 15. This thing is, wow, I am really happy. I mean, this has probably been some bad luck with the statue, with the back not fitting, this piece of the stairs not fitting perfectly, running out of batteries on the phone. But all in all, now that it's all put together and I'm looking at it, it looks great. So I'm going to grab the camera and we'll do some close-up shots. I also have something else I want to show you guys. Alright guys, let's do some close-ups. What I wanted to show you was, I had this comic from long before, and this was one of my favorite variant covers. The artwork is done by Ivan Reis. This is DC Comics New 52 number 3 variant. As you can see here, sorry for the glare there, but this is what this statue was modeled after. It'd be cool if they could do the grappling gun wire like that, but yeah, I don't know how they would have done that. I mean, with some, even if it was like some moldable wire, you'd still get a bunch of kinks in it and probably snap it. But yeah, I'm going to definitely display this comic with him. Alright, so let's go to the statue. You can see the base here with the gargoyles. When I was putting them together, you can see here how tight this wing is to the back of this other one. You can just shift them a little bit so it doesn't touch. Same with this one. Actually, right now it's touching. So you actually have to shift him a little bit. If you shift him that way, then he ends up touching that guy. And that was the seam that I was talking about earlier. That's nice how it touches there. You can really see that seam. It's okay. You can just jimmy him so he doesn't touch this guy, and just almost doesn't touch that guy. Yeah. If I prop him up like this, the seam gets better. Twist it. But yeah, you know what? No one will notice unless I point it out. Yeah, so let's spin it around. There's like the bat symbols all the way around, just the same as all the other new 52 Prime 1. Superman has a Superman, Green Lantern has Green Lantern emblems. The rocks are great. I wish that they made maybe this piece a little bit different than the rubble. I know that the rubble is from this, but I mean, usually the outside looks more weathered and will look slightly different than the actual rubble, but that's just nitpicking. So yeah, this is the broken staircase. I had a hard time getting it in there. It doesn't even look like it fits nicely there. And these are supposed to fit in these indents, but they're not even touching. Like this one doesn't even fit into the peg. Like it's supposed to probably push past that. That's why they're up. This is in perfectly where it's supposed to be. But if this sat properly in its peg hole there, like it's not really a peg hole, but a deep indent for this, then these pieces would actually sit in where they're supposed to be. That's unfortunate, but I had a hell of a time getting that in, but it's in and I just don't want to touch it. Let's go up the back of the base here. This is where I patted and put the rubber mallet in. But yeah, the gap is great now. I'm very happy with it. This, not so happy with. The glass looks great. On my Batman Beyond 3rd scale, like it was just too frosted. It was not crystal clear like this. This is really like you're looking through a pane of glass. But it's just acrylic. Looks very nice. Going back around the base onto this side, more broken glass here. This is where the cape pegs in right there. It's actually quite nice. You can almost not, you can't even tell that that's where it pegs in. I'll do a close-up of where it pegs. Like this is so loose. That's where it pegs. I think this magnet is supposed to pull itself onto that, but it's just it barely, like if I tap it, it could probably fall off, but yeah. You can see the weathering on Batman's boot there. Looks very nice. Going up underneath his cape, looking great. Okay, we'll start back down here. Like the sculpt is very nice. The paint is very nice. I love his suit. Love his utility belt. Paint is nice. The weathering is nice. I could use probably a little bit more darker shading. I like to see that the paint here looks actually pretty cheesy. It looks pretty cheap actually, like a 5-year-old or my 2-year-old daughter painted that. If it's supposed to be glass or something, they should have used higher gloss. It looks very amateur, like an amateur paint job. I am not too pleased about that. Thank God most of his knee covers that. And it's kind of like a background sort of thing, so maybe nobody will notice that and they'll just be staring at Batman here. Alright, we're going to go up to his hand. Sorry, that's my kids' toys over there. Yeah, this is his hand. Get it to focus. Very nice sculpt. It's kind of funny here. Maybe it's like some sort of LCD screen, LED screen. And that is his, I think this is the exclusive portrait. Him baring his teeth. A little bit of texture finally on the suit, which the suit is very like the same all the way through. Lack of a better word. Believe it or not, guys, I get pretty nervous when I do these videos. pretty self-conscious, like, oh man, they're probably just judging me, like I'm not using the proper words. I sound so uneducated. But I do have a university degree that I don't use, by the way. But enough about that. This is the exclusive hand, him holding the kryptonite. You know, with the light, it does kind of have like this glow, this kind of shimmer and sheen. I wish that they put a battery in it to make it glow. That would have looked amazing. You know, just put like a battery inside here and then you can pull off the hand and maybe hit a button, turn it on. Yeah, and then this is going through his back here. Oh, I thought that was a paint chip. It's not. The cape is sculpted beautifully. You know, I really dislike mixed media capes. Thor, for example, over there. Oh my God, like I think I did get his cape nice finally, but it took forever. And I'd rather them just be sculpted, just like Superman's and Batman's here. But this cape, like if we stand back here, is massive. Massive, massive cape. Such a dynamic pose. Prime 1, knocked this one out of the park. This is now my favorite Batman statue. I got out of my 1/3 scale. I really like the 1/3 scale Batman Beyond, but he was just too big. But you know what? This guy is just as big, if not bigger. So there goes me saving space to get more statues. But I do prefer him over Batman Beyond because he's more classic Batman. He is not Terry McGinnis, he is Bruce Wayne. So this is a great statue. If anybody has this on pre-order, congratulations. It's beautiful. You'll be very happy. But yeah, I think the only other Batman statue I'd want over this one would be the XM Studios Samurai Batman. If I can find one eventually for a decent price, I'll probably pick that one up. Probably keep both of these guys. But if I had both, I might just keep... And if I had both and I had to just keep one, it would probably be the Samurai Bats. But for now, this is a very, very good compromise. I feel very lucky and blessed to have him. Yeah, if you guys are on the fence about pre-ordering this, you should pre-order this, scoop this up. It is pretty awesome. Sucks with the issues I have with the back base, but you know what? I've sorted it out myself and I'm kind of glad. I'm very glad, and now I'm very happy with the statue. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this very long unboxing video, my long-winded one with all my little mistakes. I probably will fast forward through most of it, but who knows, maybe I might leave it so you guys can see all my trials and tribulations I had with this statue. But hope you enjoyed this review. I should have more to come. I have a few statues on pre-order, but like, subscribe if you like. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed. Have a good one. See you guys.